Again, let's turn to the city of Changchun in northeast China, where a ceremony is beginning to receive the body of 29-year-old Chinese peacekeeper Shen Liangliang. The plane. We do know that injured Chinese peacekeepers are also on that plane. They will be the first to descend the plane to the airport. They will be received by military and local government officials. The plane landed at Changchun Airport moments ago. We're now seeing injured Chinese peacekeepers descending the plane. They're being received by military officials at the airport who earlier met with their family members at the airport. They're, of course, regarded as heroes of the country. You're looking at live pictures coming out of Changchun Airport, where a plane carrying the dead body of 29-year-old Chinese peacekeeper Shen Liangliang and injured Chinese peacekeepers landed at the airport momentarily. There will be a short ceremony honoring the peacekeepers. The injured Chinese peacekeeper has come out of the plane and is being welcomed home by military and local government officials. We're seeing the peacekeeper overwhelmed with emotions. He will be taken to a local hospital for further checkup and treatment. They are following him, apparently his family members, along with doctors and soldiers. He will be taken by ambulance to a local hospital for further checkup and treatment. Some of the other injured peacekeepers in that terrible attack at the end of last month stayed behind, some of them in Mali, some of them in Senegal, because of more serious injuries. Again, watching all of this unfold in the studio with us is our current affairs commentator, Mr. Gao Zhikai. There we have our first injured peacekeeper walking down from the plane. We will be waiting to see a short ceremony receiving the body of Shen Liangliang. Well, let's talk about some of the threats facing Chinese peacekeepers. We talked about how the job itself carries a certain risk factor. What are some of the increasing risks given the current world situation?
First of all, in countries like Mali and many other countries where Chinese peacekeepers are operating in, fightings are going on, sectorial strifes and religious wars, for example, against each other, and sometimes different tribes are fighting against each other. In many countries, civil wars are going on as we speak. So the loss of life may happen when fighting breaks out. Sometimes it's targeted against the peacekeepers. Sometimes peacekeepers need to be sent onto these missions to keep the fighting groups apart from each other so that stability can prevail. So that's the very dangerous prospect and very realistic prospect that lives may be lost. But in the case of the great earthquake in Haiti, the Chinese peacekeepers actually were buried and they lost their lives in the middle of this great peacekeepers. You also mentioned infectious disease, etc. And in many countries, especially in countries in Africa, such epidemics are going on, and the peacekeepers need to go to the front to do their mission, regardless of the threat to their health or to their lives. So I think there are many different circumstances where peacekeepers' lives will be threatened or sometimes will be taken away. In this particular case, Shen Liangliang lost his life, and his comrade in arms were wounded because of the extremist and terrorist suicidal attack. And I think going forward, the Chinese peacekeepers need to really further beef up their security measurements so that we can deter such terrorist attacks and keep the Chinese peacekeepers safe, even though terrorists want to continue to target our peacekeepers in different countries of the peacekeeping missions.
Well, talking about the peacekeepers' well-being and their safety, I'm sure that's a priority for authorities and for whoever sent them to those regions. But that has been made very difficult with the change in situations. What more do you think needs to be done to protect these people that are protect others, to protect these people that are risking their lives on the very front line here?
I think there is a variety of things that the top leadership, the military authorities, the government authorities, and the soldiers themselves are fighting under the UN peacekeeping missions need to take
Mr.
care
Gao,
of.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's turn back to the Changchun airport where the ceremony is now beginning to receive the body of Shen Liangliang. That's a Chinese peacekeeper who lost his life in a terrorist attack in Mali on May 31st. On the evening of May 31st, a camp of the multi-dimensional integrated stabilization mission in Mali in the northern city of Gao became the target of an attack by the North African branch of Al-Qaeda. 29-year-old Chinese peacekeeper Shen Liangliang was killed, while 5 other Chinese peacekeepers were injured. The peacekeeping mechanism was established in 2013 to support Mali's reconciliation between the government and rebels, as well as carry out security-related tasks. Shen Liangliang was born in 1987 in central China's Henan Province. After graduating from high school, he joined the army in 2005. Since then, he served as a soldier in the northeastern province of Jilin for 11 years. He left for Mali as a UN peacekeeper on May 18th, along with more than 190 Chinese soldiers. They're the 4th batch of peacekeepers that China has sent to Mali. Since taking part in UN peacekeeping missions in 1990, China has sent more than 30,000 troops to join 24 UN missions. A total of 17 Chinese peacekeepers have sacrificed their lives in action. Attacks, diseases, and natural disasters are the factors behind their deaths.
Now we'll have a military official from the CMC Joint Operations Department to deliver a talk. Comrades, today the Central Military Commission is holding here this memorial to welcome home our fallen hero, Shen Liangliang, and injured soldiers back to their home country. And here,
我代表
on behalf of
中央军委、
the Central Military
军委
Commission
机关
and relevant
和
military
全军指战员，
agencies,
向申亮亮烈士表示
I'd
深
like
切的
to
哀悼，
give my deepest condolences
向
to
烈士的亲属
Shen Liangliang's
和受
relatives
伤的同志
and
表示
also
亲切的慰问，
the injured soldiers,
向坚守在国际维和一线的
and to
全体维和官
all
兵
the Chinese peacekeepers
致以
and
崇高的
international
敬意。
peacekeepers. I'd like to give them my
6月
greatest
1日凌
respect.
晨我赴马里维和部队营区，遭恐怖分子
At the when the
气球
camp
炸弹袭击，
was bombarded,
申亮亮
was
同志不
attacked,
幸遇难。施崇
Shen
昌、
Liangliang lost his life in the
李
process.
涛、杨占
Li
成
Tao, Yang
等7
Zhanchen,
名同志负伤。
and other 7
习主席
comrades were also injured.
十分牵挂
Chinese
赴
President
马
Xi
里执行
Jinping
任务的维和官兵。
has sent his
事件发生后，
most sincere regards
第一
to
时
these
间
soldiers
做出了重要指示，
and has given
向牺牲的同志
relevant
表示
orders
哀悼，
immediately right after the incident
向受
and has
伤的人
given his
员
condolences
表示慰
to
问，
the fallen hero and injured
要
soldiers.
求
And
做好
President
善
Xi
后和伤员救治工
has
作，
asked relevant departments to
加
take
强
care
一
of
线维和部
the
队的
aftermath
安全警卫工
of the
作，
incident and also
确保
step up
自身安
security
全。
at China's UN
按照习主
China's
席的
UN
军事部署
peacekeeping camps.
我首次派出军事运输机
And the
跨
Chinese
越11个
military
国家，
for the first time
往
sent out
返飞行
a military
27000
helicopter
余公里，
crossing
迎
11
接
countries
我们的英雄回国。
to welcome back
这充分体
our
现了
fallen hero,
党的领袖、
which
国
reflects
家最高领导人和军队统帅对维和官兵的巨大
that
关怀
reflects the
和
greatest
深情
respect
厚爱。
the CPC leaders and our
充分
national
体现了
leaders have for
负责任
Chinese
大国
peacekeepers.
坚定不移地维护世界和
And it
平，
reflects China's
坚定不移地
determination
参
to
与
keep peace
国际维和行动
in the international
的
community
坚强决
and
心。
to participate in relevant international peacekeeping
军委
missions.
范副主席、许副主席分别作出了重要批示，
And the
要
Chinese
求
military commission
全
officials
力做好善后工作。
have ordered
外交部、吉
the
林
most
省委、省政府、
meticulous aftermath
吉林
handling
市
work
委、
from
市政府
relevant departments
河南省委、省政府、
and the
胶州
local
市委
officials
市政府
from relevant provinces as well
在伤亡人员后送、烈士善后、
have done a great deal of
亲属安
work
抚方面
in
做了
terms
大
of
量的工作。全军上
taking
下
care of the relatives of the fallen hero
无不对
and
申
the
亮亮
injured
同志的牺
soldiers
牲深感悲痛，
and all relevant military
对
departments
负
and
伤的战
government
友
departments and the society
深表
as a
牵挂
whole。have given
对
the
恐怖分
most
子
sincere
的
respect
残暴行径
to the fallen
表
hero
示
and
最
injured
强烈的
soldiers.
愤慨和谴责。
And they've expressed
申
the
亮亮同志
strongest condemnation
在恐怖分子
on
威
the
胁
brutal
我
attack.
维和部队营区的关键时刻，不顾个人安危，
Our fallen
恪
hero,
尽职守，
Shen Liangliang,
用生
in
命
spite of
诠释了
facing
中国
grave
军人
danger,
勇往直前的英勇
has
气概
sacrificed his
和为
life
牺牲的奉献精神。
to demonstrate
他的英雄事迹
the true heroism
充分展
that
现了
lies within all
在强
Chinese
军目标
soldiers.
引领下成长起来的士有
And he's a
新一
good
代革命军人的
reflection and
精神风貌，
representation of
充分展现了
young Chinese soldiers that have grown
和
up
平之师、
and developed and
威
matured
武之师、
in the
文明
past
之师
few
的良
years.
好形象。
It's a good reflection of the high standards of Chinese peacekeepers and Chinese military. And it's also a good representation of the Chinese people's love for peace and their determination in maintaining peace. The Chinese people and the international community will never forget those who sacrificed their lives for peace in the world. Shen Liangliang's relatives have throughout the years also sacrificed behind the scenes. And now with the death of Shen Liangliang, they're under grave grief. As Shen Liangliang's comrades, the whole of the PLA will forever be your family now. The government and the party and all soldiers of the Chinese military will give you the utmost support whenever and wherever possible. Shen Liangliang's heroism will never be forgotten. All soldiers of the Chinese military should champion the security and safety of China's national and international peace and stability.
Jilin.
That is a ceremony at the Changchun airport honoring Shen Liangliang, a 29-year-old Chinese peacekeeper that was killed at an attack in Mali. His body was flown back to China to Changchun airport today. Again, we're joined in the studio by our current affairs commentator, Mr. Gao Zhikai. Now, a true hero's welcome, as we just saw. A very heartbreaking moment, a very solemn ceremony. Your thoughts on that?
Definitely, it's a very solemn moment, and I think it's a ceremony that this country, the People's Republic, and the Chinese military owe to Mr. Shen for his dedication and sacrifice of his life to fight under the UN banner and to be truly a brave Chinese soldier. And I feel especially painful for his family members. And the military leader pledged that this People's Republic, the military, will, and the Chinese government at all levels will support his family members with the fullest resources available, and I hope this will help his family members to alleviate the pain that they must feel in an extreme manner for their lost son and for their lost relative. And I do believe that the Chinese people today all mourn the loss of Shen Liangliang